You've gotten to watch some of those games, so that's good.
Yeah, just added a little different type of video.
The one grainy camera.
As long as you can find yours.
Typical hockey parent, believe me.
It's not pretty. Go ahead. Where we start?
First off, you're looking at the same lineup here and Drake's in that tonight?
Yeah, Drieg's in that tonight, and same guys in the lineup. We'll shuffle one or two of our forward groups, but beyond that, the same group. Yes.
Notice how much Morgan Geeky's getting a little more increased responsibility, and he's got his 100th game tonight in this league. The progress that he's made, what have you made of that from day one to this point now?
Well, Morgan has made progress. I mean, one of the things, coming in early in the year, he had come out of last year playing limited games in the NHL, and the majority that he had played were on the wing. So the first adjustment he had to make was back to them, playing back in the middle. And now it's, the progression that we're continually looking for is just becoming more and more complete, shift in and shift out as, as a good 200-foot centerman. He's done a very good job in becoming good in the face-off dot. He's reliable on either side there. He's worked hard at that part of his game. And we're just continually asking him to be harder in some of those battle areas of the game. And he's working hard to do that. So we're seeing progression in his game on a week-to-week basis.
Last time you faced Dallas, your team looked very different. What do you expect tonight in the match, and just kind of how the teams match up?
Well, I'm at this point of the year, I'm really not looking at a lot of matchups. I'll be honest with you, if you've noticed the way we even, the other night against, Vegas, we've been better just getting our lines rolling. This team tonight that we're playing against is as deep up front as any. If you look at their group of forwards, you look at the pace that they play at. They want to come at you and attack and score off the rush. Their defensemen are a big part of that, whether they're leading it or joining the attack. So we've got to be ready to play with pace. That means we have to have energy and we have to have fresh legs.
When you play a team with that much depth on defense, those guys all can jump in the rush, it feels like. Is there extra onus on your forwards just to kind of be aware of where those guys are?
Well, you got to try to be above them early. Either that or you got to get a lasso and a rope, and hope to catch them, because it's not good if you're chasing them, and it's not an easy task to be above those guys, and try to take away their pathway early, if that makes sense. If you let them get going and let them get skating, it's really hard to get above and stay above them. So you got to try to take away some of that space early on, be in good position, and just slow it down before it gets going. And that's, like I said, it's not an easy task against this group. They're good at it.
Jordan talked the other day to us about how you guys really offensively need better play below the goal line to help generate more opportunities. Are you sort of happy with what you saw, at least on that end of the third period of that last game against Vegas?
In general, we were better in the second game against Vegas than we were in game one against Vegas, and that's been a constant theme for us is working to get to the inside. If you look at the way we're constructed right now, we're not going to go out and just skill our way through the offensive zone. We're not going to be out making a bunch of fancy seam plays and highlight reel type plays. We have to, we gotta work in the trenches, and to do that, number one, you gotta gain entry, and that's why I talked about the turnovers. When I talk about turnovers, mostly I'm looking at neutral zone and entry zone turnovers. I'm not talking about turnovers down low in our zone or under pressure on the breakout. I'm talking about on entry. Putting ourselves in a position of strength. The other is coming up with pucks, so your first touch, being able to not only get that first touch, but be able to do something with it. A lot of, the way most people defend, you're going to have one and two guys on you in a heavy sense down low. So you got to be able to get on that first puck and get it out of there, And then for us, it's, you know, especially tonight, we're going to have to shoot pucks to the inside and then find our way to seconds and thirds or tips and rebounds on the inside, because, you know, we're not going to skate or pass the puck through seams against this group.
It looks like you should have got sort of the personnel groupings on the power play. The results lately haven't been what you guys would like. Is there something you're hoping to see from those new groups tonight and moving forward?
Yeah, specifically, we want to, you know, we've got Spronger in a little different spot, and that's really that's the impetus for the change now. We've got, you know, we have new personnel, so you're not going to see a lot of maturity and a ton of chemistry on our PP units, which at this time of year is really important to have. We don't have the luxury of that. So, you know, we have to stay real positive. We have to work hard at it. We have to, you know, communicate well and try to develop some of that chemistry and get some momentum in game. So, you know, the change that you see today, that it puts Spronger into a shooting spot, which is obviously a real, you know, talent and ability of his. And that's, you know, that's kind of the first domino of the changes that you see today.
I know you said the other night you were happy with McGann trying to light a fire under the team a little bit. How good are you though with your top scorer punching another guy's helmet with his bare hand? Just 'cause there's been a few incidents like that around
You
the
know
NHL.
what? First of all, there's certain situations where you don't want to see it, but I'll be honest. The way we're built, everybody's got to do their part. We don't have anybody that you know, is you know, should be absent from, you know, from the competitive side of the game. You know, the one thing that I want to make sure of is that, you know, we're doing it for the right reasons at the right time. You know, not purely out of frustration or you know, out of another avenue, right? It's about doing the right thing for the team at the right time. And like I said, the way we're built, everybody's got to be all in on all of those parts. We got nobody that's absent from those areas. Okay, thanks.
Thank you.